everybody, and in this week's lesson we're going to be in a little drop D tuning, and we're going to check out some simple ways that we can add some harmonic minor into our drop D playing, our D minor, our pentatonic playing. Okay, and we're going to touch, like I said, a couple of ways, and some of these ways might be obvious to you and some of them might be new, so everyone's going to kind of gravitate or maybe make new connections. So we're going to talk about pentatonic scale, blues scale, we're going to talk about triads, just adding and finding simple triads, and then we're also going to talk about modes and how we can use those to create lines. So I am in drop D tuning. Down in the description below, you can find the links for some of the tabs and ideas we are talking about. Okay, so let's talk a little about drop D, D minor, right? We have our drop D tuning, D minor sound. Now, a lot of us are really familiar with pentatonic, and if we're in drop D, there we go. Simple enough. We can add in a note right there. And that sounds really nice, okay? We're just adding in that little second note. If we're in D, D, E, F, right? So that second note is E. We're just adding in an E sound. So we're playing pentatonic. We're slowly adding in some notes here. That kind of makes sense, right? Okay, cool. So now, building off that a little bit more, so many of us are familiar with the blues scale, right? Same scale as the pentatonic scale, except it adds that tritone note in there. So we have okay, cool. A lot of us are familiar with that, right? I don't want to spend too much time there, but I'm just slowly making those connections in playing some simple ideas, right? Right? That's that sound and where that comes from. It's only that note. Okay? So we've added in the second, which is we've identified as E, and we've also added in that tritone, the blue note. Right? So what we can do with that is just finish building that triad. Because if we look, we have an E, we have the blue note, which happens to be G sharp, and if we just continue that triad, we get a nice E major triad. Right, so D minor, E major. Sounds really nice, and that's going to kind of segue into the next idea, right? And that is just playing around with triads. So this will help your fretboard vision if you're working on that, okay? It can be difficult, but we can take all those D minor triads and then play E major with it. you're finding those little D minor triads. And it's a really simple way to add harmonic minor into it. Now, is it D harmonic minor? No, but it is harmonic minor nonetheless. So now let's talk a little bit from a modal perspective, right? We can get super fancy and name this something, right? And a lot of you out there, as you learn your pentatonic scales, maybe you move into modes and you learn about those, and maybe we learn what the Dorian mode is, right? So if we play D Dorian, sounds very comfortable with D pentatonic, which is why I'm going here. Right? And Dorian is your 1, 2, minor 3, 4, 6, minor 7, and then root note, right? Very similar to pentatonic, right? Pentatonic is root, minor 3rd, 4, 5, minor 7. So we're really just missing this power chord off of E, and B. Which is essentially 2/3 of an E major chord. All right, so the Dorian mode, you just have to make this G sharp, right? Now this is a mode of harmonic minor, right? But you can think about it as Dorian with a sharp 4. And again, however you understand it. Some people are very fluid and fluent in their modes, so that maybe that might make sense, right? Oh, I could just alter that one note, and now I have this fancy mode from harmonic minor, but that's really what it is. It's just an altered Dorian, right? Maybe some of you out there can appreciate or like the triad idea, the triadic play. It's good for fretboard navigation, right? And then a lot of us out there are just really comfortable with pentatonic. So if we're very fluent, I keep saying that, if our playing is fluid because we are fluent in our pentatonic, well then maybe adding some notes here and there to bring out this sound. Very simple to do, all right? So like I said, down in the description below, and as always, let me know what you come up with. So until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.